Alrighty, we are back with a grocery haul, and we're going to show you what we're turning our grocery haul into, meal by meal, okay? So everything on the table is from our grocery haul today for this meal. Alright, we got it. Alright, we have a Minestrone Soup. It's going to be our first meal this week. Alright, here's the Minestrone Soup. By the way, this is what them centurions be eating, baby. People that live the longest on earth be eating this stuff. Better get you some. By the way, if you couldn't tell by the title, vegan, high protein, no tofu, no processed foods, no fake meats, no salads. Alright, so this is a no BS healthy channel. We do snack, and we will show you the snacks today. Typically we don't show the snacks, but we're going to show you some snacks today as well, because we don't 100% eat clean every single day either. But most of our snacks are still relatively clean, so you got to play it that way. Alright, so how do we accomplish the Minestrone Soup? I'm assuming it's an Instapot recipe.
You assumed correctly.
Alright.
Yes, this is an Instant Pot recipe. And we start off, like a lot of other Instant Pot recipes, by sauteing our vegetables. So we'll start off by sauteing the onion, garlic, celery, I think also carrots, not shown here. So we'll saute all of that up, throw in our beans. We've got kidney beans and then cannellini beans and some diced tomatoes and our pasta, which we are using a chickpea pasta because, as the box says,
High protein, baby.
50% more protein.
Boom, you want to get jacked, you better get that protein. Where you get your protein from, bruh? You don't eat meat, where'd you get your protein from? What are you taking, powders? No, sir, no protein supplements over here, baby. We eat clean, all right? Awesome, so that concludes our meal number one. It's a relatively simple one. Of course, recipe is always in the description. Anything Instapot makes it simple for you. Minimum steps, minimum dishes. Straightforward. Alrighty, moving along. We will see you momentarily for meal number two. Fancy seeing you here for meal number two, where we have teriyaki meatballs. We have black bean, millet, and mushroom meatballs with teriyaki sauce. Got some asparagus, some broccoli, sitting on some brown rice. And I know we said no fake meats, but no fake meats that are store-bought and highly processed. We make our own fake meats over here, baby, and it is a lot easier than one might think. So Chrissy is going to go ahead and walk us through how we accomplish our teriyaki meatballs. Straightforward.
Okay, so the meatballs are going to be made out of black beans, mushrooms,
Woo.
some ginger and green onion, and then the recipe calls for quinoa. I am allergic to quinoa, so we substitute millet instead, which we already have in our cabinet. Okay. So you'll cook some of that up and then mix it together with the other ingredients I just listed.
So you blend it in the food processor?
Yep.
Yep, and then you go ahead and cook it all. It turns into a little ground beef or whatever you want to call it.
You shape it into balls, throw them in the oven, and we'll be making a homemade teriyaki sauce. You don't see any of the ingredients out, which is because we have pretty much everything. It's, I think the base of it is soy sauce, maple syrup, and rice vinegar, which are just pantry staples for us. So we'll be whipping that up, and then I'm going to do some oven roasted broccoli and asparagus with it as well, and then we'll of course serve it over top of rice.
Yes, awesome. This one's one that we've had before. It is certified banger on this channel. If we have repeat recipes, it means that we must have liked it enough to want it again, and this one we certainly do. So give this one a try. It's definitely worth it. But we will see you momentarily for meal number three. Alright, meal number three. Here we are. We have a tortilla soup in the Instapot.
Oh yeah.
Another certified banger.
Banger.
Alright, here's the beautiful tortilla soup. 3 types of beans in there. Got our little crunchy stuff on top. Lovely. Seen the channel before. We love it. Nice and easy, nice and simple, high protein, super tasty. Get a little bit of a crunch.
Oh yeah.
Chrissy's going to walk us through how we accomplish this one.
Just fell on me. Alright, so much like our other soup, which we talked about earlier, the steps for this one are pretty similar. We're going to start by sauteing some onion, bell pepper, and then, I don't know, the store had like freakishly small jalapenos, and I really hope they're jalapenos and not
like Serrano
Serranos,
or something
which
weird.
are much spicier, but we will find out one way or the other. But it'd be big for a Serrano pepper, so I'm like, maybe they're just small jalapeno peppers. I mean, I don't know. They were labeled jalapeno peppers. So I got 2 of them because they were so small.
It smells like a jalapeno.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out one way or the other.
Either way, no biggie.
So you saute your veggies, and then we're going to throw in our beans, some tomato sauce, vegetable broth, and then this one also has red lentils in it, which is a pantry staple of ours. So we've got that in the pantry. We'll throw that in there as well. And then once it's done pressure cooking, we stir in a little bit of plain vegan yogurt to add a little bit of like tangy creaminess to it. And then we'll top it off with some chopped cilantro, lime juice, and then these little tortilla strips.
Perfect. And she did mention that we're going to add some broth in there. I do believe we're making our own broth like usual, correct? Okay. So typically when you're dealing with as much produce as we do every week, there's scraps and tops of peppers and random things that we put in bags, then put them in the freezer. And once a week or every couple weeks, however long it takes for us to get enough to need broth, or when we're out of broth, go ahead and make our own broth in the Instapot with all of the tops and everything. So truthfully, our own homemade vegetable broth. One step further into the journey of being self-sufficient and pretty much trying to do as much as you can in-house, right? I mean, instead of having, even though vegetable broth isn't the end-all be-all for saving things, but we can reduce our sodium when you make your own. Pretty simple, but...
Word to the wise, though, no tops of spicy peppers unless you want spicy broth.
Yes, yeah.
And we learned that the hard way very early on.
No spicy stuff, but all of the actual produce, we will see you for meal number 4. See you then. All right, meal number 4. We are here with wild rice and lentil stuffed acorn squash. It is that time of the year where squash is in season. We are very excited about that. Look at this beautiful stuffed acorn squash. Got those candied pecans up there too. What else is on here?
Wild rice, lentils, cranberries.
Whoa, cranberries. I see them right there. Lovely. We love acorn squash. We love butternut squash, as you will see in the next meal. Spoiler. But it's that time of year. It's fall, baby. I just knocked the wind out of myself with this thing. So Chrissy is going to explain to us how we accomplish our wild rice and lentil stuffed acorn squash.
All right. So we are going to start by sauteing our onion and garlic on the stovetop. Okay. So we start off by on the stovetop sauteing onion, garlic, and then we're going to put an apple in there as well if he doesn't destroy it first. Oh, flying.
Anyways, moving on. We have an apple that I decided to rip in half, and here we are.
Yeah, so the apple is going to go in with the stuff to be stuffed into the acorn squash. That was a long way to get that sentence out. And then in that same pot on the stovetop, we're going to cook our wild rice and brown lentils, which we have in our cabinet. And then we'll start cutting up the acorn squash, hollow it out. We'll cook it in the oven so it gets a little bit soft before adding the inside filling part. And we're going to top it off with some fresh sage.
We'll see you guys for meal number 5. We're OD on this one. But we'll see here in a second. Alright, meal number 5 is another squash meal. Like I mentioned before, this one's butternut squash this time. Not really sure which one I like better, butternut squash or acorn squash. Do you know? They kind of play different roles, but
I don't know.
I feel like acorn's a little sweeter sometimes. Butternut's more like kind of like a sweet potato-ish. I don't know. That's just me. But anyways, it's butternut squash and chickpea Tajine. All right, here's the beautiful Tajine. There's those sweet, spicy raisins that we love so much. Look at that fogging up the camera. Woo-wee. Let's hear how we accomplish this.
No.
All right, let's hear it.
This one is an Instant Pot one. It's our third Instant Pot recipe of the week.
Like usual.
Like usual. So, one component to this is going to be these, like, spicy raisins, I guess is that how you would categorize it?
Yeah, they're spicy sweet raisins. Okay,
Yeah.
So this is one we've done before. Again, making this a certified banger. And this is one that is actually phenomenal. This is the one with the spicy sweet raisins?
Yeah.
Oh. These are green raisins or what?
No,
okay, these are...
yeah,
so... marinated, sweet, spicy...
Yeah.
I wouldn't say spicy as far as hot, but like spices.
Yeah, so basically, for this one, there's a portion of this that you make outside of the Instant Pot, which is heating up on the stovetop some apple cider vinegar, some sugar, and I forget if there's any other ingredients, or maybe it's one more thing I'm forgetting. And then you add in some red pepper flakes, and then you pour that over top of your raisins, and then you let that sit while the rest of it is cooking in the Instant Pot, or, while we're at the gym, it's cooking and the raisins are soaking up all of that good flavor.
Yeah, it's like marinating it basically, simply.
Yeah. So that's part of this.
Ties the recipe together so well, so well.
And then for the rest of it, in the Instant Pot, we're going to, shocker, start by sauteing our veggies.
Whoa!
I know, right? You can see a
theme
here.
Doesn't always happen though. Some are dump and go.
Some are dump and go, but more often than not, like, you'll saute them. And a lot of these you probably could get away with not sauteing them if you're really in a hurry.
Big deal, the onion's not fully cooked, who cares? It'll be fine.
That's
the nice thing about eating that's the nice thing about eating vegan is that not everything has to be cooked fully.
Yeah. A crunchy onion ain't gonna kill you, but a undercooked chicken would. So.
Definitely. Yep, so we play smart. Alright, go on, moving on.
Okay, yeah, so saute your onion, garlic, carrots, and then we're gonna throw in our chopped up butternut squash, some crushed tomatoes, and as the name suggests, this is a butternut squash and chickpea Tajine. So you don't see the chickpeas here, and that's because we are going to be using dried chickpeas for this recipe. Usually we use canned chickpeas for this one, but technically the recipe's originally written for dried chickpeas, and then I saw them sitting up in the top of our cabinet, and I said, "What the hell? We'll do it with dried chickpeas, whatever."
Yeah, no biggie.
You just have to cook it for a little bit longer, but theoretically that might give the flavors more time to meld. I don't know. We'll see. This is one of our favorites, and I'm sure it won't ruin it. So we'll see how it turns.
I'm sure.
It should be good.
Awesome. So that will be our 5th meal.
Yep.
We usually do 6, so that means we have one more in store for you.
Yeah.
But hold it together, because after we will show you guys basically all the snacks we picked up this week.
Whoa.
Yeah, kind of stuff that we didn't really show just because we didn't feel that necessary, but maybe somebody's interested, so we're going to show you what we like to snack on personally. Get a lot of questions from people in my daily life about diet, etc., and how to accomplish all this. That's the reason we're even doing these videos in the first place, to hopefully help people have a clear vision and path of where they want to go, alright? I have been vegan for 8 years, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing for 8 of them.
You still don't know what you're doing, he just depends on you.
Yep. And Chrissy's been vegan for a little over 2 years now, and she handles all of the in-house cooking, etc. for our dinners. Our breakfasts are a little bit more down on lock, but our dinners are a wide variety of things, and it's hard to explain without showing.
Yep.
I'd rather show than tell, but why not show and tell? Yeah, you get my drift now. You know we're working hard for this. Leave a like. Okay, we'll see you momentarily for our last meal.
Why don't you explain this one for us?
All right, it looks like Juno is also interested in what our 6th and final meal of the week is because it's a nail biter. We have Bombay Burritos. Bombay Burritos. Look at that thing. Just too good. Ooh. You're about to hear what's all in it, so I don't have to do the whole rigmarole. I don't know what that means. Luckily, Chrissy does, because she's going to be the one explaining to us what it is.
Also
Frankie's.
called Frankie's.
Who knows what that is? Alrighty, so let's hear how we accomplish our Bombay Burritos.
Alright.
Frankie's.
Yes. So this is going to be made, so there's a couple different components to this meal. So one of them is going to be the potatoes. So it's going to be, they're going to be made into like this spiced mashed potatoes, spiced with some curry powder and other spices. And then we're going to do roasted chickpeas and cauliflower in the oven. I'm going to be making some quick pickled red onions. And then cilantro and mint chutney, which is made out of cilantro, mint, some lemon juice, jalapeno, garlic, and if we're feeling, I don't know, some fun, we will actually wrap them up in burritos. Bought the burritos, thinking maybe we can wrap them up, have some fun.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we are usually burrito bowl, taco bowl, whatever bowl type of people.
Rice.
Mostly because of me. I am the one to blame for that one. But we still like to do the taco shells and burritos and, you know, at least have one like this. Have some fun and then get all those good calories in the bowl.
She doesn't seem to like it.
The only reason, you know, a lot of people ask me this too in my day-to-day life of people I interact with is like, why, you know, do you eat bread or do you eat da-da-da? Everybody's so like concerned with that kind of stuff. And I don't care if I eat bread or not, personally. It doesn't really affect my physique ever at all. But the reason why I don't like to eat this kind of stuff is simply because it fills me up with not nutrient-dense foods. So I like to stack, you know, right here is 200 calories and 5 grams of protein, and it's gonna fill me like crazy. I would rather eat 200 calories here, where, you know, something like this, where you can get 8 grams for 200 calories, basically, of protein, something that's more nutrient dense. But that's a personal choice. A lot of people just care about taste and texture. Boom, there you go. Simply put. All right, so that was our final meal, but hang in tight because we're gonna show you what our snacks are. And yeah, nothing terribly exciting, but figured we'll show you, you know. All right, yeah, we'll see you. All right, moving on to our snacks as Miss Chrissy joins us here. She had to put a couple things away. We switch up our snacks every week, just depending on what kind of fruit we crave. Typically, we'll have at least some sort of fruits. Watermelon this week for us. Typically, I'm getting kiwis. This week I got 12 kiwis. This week we got apples. Probably got 12 apples or so as well.
Because we're cooking with them as well, so figured just get a bag and eat them.
Exactly. Then we got some dried mangoes. I was just craving that in the moment. Okay, so that's our healthy fruit snacks. We love pistachios in the house, so every couple weeks we'll get some pistachios. We go through phases where we'll get pistachios every week, or we won't have for a couple months. We love all type of nuts, and we eat a lot of them, being cashews in our sauces and cheeses and all that kind of nonsense. So we do consume a lot of nut fat. Okay, it's kind of funny, but and then another thing that I really love, this is kind of a staple at this point for me, is these almond butter pretzel bites. They're absolutely phenomenal. Don't get the peanut butter ones. Get the almond butter. It's worth the extra $1. Juno almost fell over here.
Poor baby.
They're way more, just way better. I don't know. I'm not even going to describe what the texture is or what. And then our final thing that we picked up this week, another thing, I'm a very based on cravings kind of guy. We go through phases of ice cream, and sweets, and chips, and this and that. Speaking of ice cream, we didn't purchase any ice cream this week, but we've been making our own ice cream at home Something that we will do a video for, certainly, just because of how often I eat this now. It's literally like crazy. So, yeah, well, this is coconut milk representing the ice cream we're going to make with it, which is cashews, maple syrup, coconut milk, frozen fruit,
vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract.
That's it. Yeah,
Simple.
It's like 5 things.
Yeah, I mean the cashews, it's high protein, it's good fat. You even got coconut milk fat. Phenomenal. Peanut butter and jelly, something I was craving. I don't know why I was craving peanut butter and jelly this week, but I was. Once again, we don't get the Jiffy or anything with like crazy high sugar. We get like the actual best that we can find. Like this one's not organic because I didn't have any organic today, but we do our best. And then we get preserves for the jelly. We've been making overnight oats for our breakfast and chia pudding. We may show you guys that or maybe a separate video. But we've been putting some preserves in there as well, just peanut butter and jelly overnight oat style. And then we got the Dave's bread here. Everybody knows Killer Dave's bread. Best bread on the planet. Healthy and high protein. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy. But you gotta enjoy life. You can't just be 100% clean. You gotta find the balance. But try your best to find a healthy balance is what our recommendation is. So, we're gonna go ahead and fold this out of the way so that we can get a nice thumbnail and look sexy for you guys so that you'll click the video. We're gonna go ahead and hit a flex like always. And until next time, we'll see you next time. Boom! Boom! Ah! Yeah! Ah! Alright. We'll see you next time.